All right. Well, folks should be able to see us and hear us. I apologize. And we got a full cast tonight. A full cast. Although some of you are lacking the requisite facial hair that's necessary for the stream, I'll deduct the experience points later. But
Talk to
Pain.
my wife.
all right. So what do we got going here? Friendin, who you playing? What level are they now?
So I'm playing Grown Wolf, a level 8 magic user, level 3 cleric in the service of a neutral dark lady deity, what sometimes transports me through space and time. And she's kind of like a temperamental evil.
Yes, temperamental evil.
Mm-hmm.
That jives. That jives. Richard.
Hi, I'm playing Tristan, the human-born, dragon-raised, remuneration, redistribution. I'm going to redistribute those vowels, damn it.
It's the lack of the facial
Redistribution
hair.
expert. It is.
just-
It's thrown me off
yeah.
my game. My mouth feels weird when I
Yeah.
talk. It's not so much to pull up and down. God damn. Anyway, he's level 10, and he has a youthful expression as well. Not faith. I don't know. Words just come back to me later.
All right, and Patty. I got Richard's name wrong. I got him down as Fig Jam. He's not playing Fig Jam
That's
tonight.
what it was. Yeah, that's why.
Wrong
That's why
game.
you're off. Well, tell us about Patty.
Yeah, I'm Dion. I'm playing Patty Arquette, the level 5 human barbarian.
Yeah, and rejoining us after a long hiatus, the leader of the group, Oak.
Hey, what's up? It's Oak back, hopefully on normal schedule, playing Thybor, level 8 half-orc fighter.
And Jeff.
Yeah, I'm playing Talina, the human druid who started life as a warrior.
And is now?
Oh, she's not. She's a druid who started life as a warrior.
Okay.
Now she's a druid.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. So Oak's missed a few sessions, but gladly, question mark, we haven't made it back to the temple yet. They tried to last episode, and then somebody threw some bits at us for some catastrophes to happen. So instead, they get waylaid out just past Nulb on the way to the temple by some owl bears. Were apparently trained and controlled by a local group of thugs out of Nulb. They took care of handily. Well, with the exception of our bard has now departed us. The mind enslaved, just made level 1 fighter was killed by owlbear.
Would you say, Bert, that the party is dearly debarded?
Debarded, indeed. I'll deduct those experience points later. Talina took this kind of personally and went running back to town to figure out who did this. And having gotten back to town, found out that those buildings on the far shore all empty, and one of them had suspicious-looking animal cages, bear feathers, and other things around, telling you that very likely a group of thugs here were the ones that sent them after you. Now, my memory is a little hazy after that. Where did we leave off? Did you guys decided to not finish off the night in town? Is that correct? Or did you? Right.
I think
we tracked them
yeah.
To a point where
Yep.
they split off and went more into another part of the woods rather than going home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we went back to that little fork in the road.
Right, and that's where we ended. Mm-hmm.
And we rested.
So it was a trail going up the road that they had taken some pains to try and disguise that a group had gone up that way. And another trail going off into the woods a bit. So I think that's where we ended. So it's close to dawn at this point. You can see the little bits of light coming up on the horizon. Those of you who got their sleep interrupted, it's probably not feeling so good about that. Thiber comes out of his somnolescence and is able to speak on his own
Just
again.
yawning. I got some good sleep.
Yeah. So your character had been around the whole time, just bystanding. So there we go. You are down one bard. Otherwise, some of you got wounded, I believe, as well.
Yep.
Had we rested since last time I played at all?
One.
Yes.
Yes, once, one night.
We bought a bunch of health potions as
Yes,
well.
they do have a bunch of health, but it's the nasty ones where you got to see if you can keep it down.
Yep.
Don't
Yeah.
forget, Oak, when you do the hit points, I did first aid on everyone, so you get 2 hit points plus your con.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so we'll take up the trail as dawn is breaking on the horizon. You guys are back on the road somewhere between Nolb and the temple, trying to decide what to do here.
Mm. So, it's morning. We weren't accosted during the night.
Well, you were,
We-
but
Well, yeah,
not a
that's
second
true.
time.
Not a second time. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so the question is, are you going to follow the trail or are you just going to go on to the temple?
Selena's into really following the trail, and she will do that. If you guys are going to go to bat, follow. She'll catch up.
So I'm not a fan of just leaving you off to be eaten by owl bears with jewelry. So I'm inclined to follow behind you, Talina, but try to walk slow. I took a few blows and I could use some good food.
Yep. And some of you didn't actually get to sleep last night too. all the people on first watch didn't get much rest.
Yeah, I think that was me. I think that was Richard and I, was it? I forget who it was.
So I was on the second watch.
Oh,
If you were
okay,
on
okay.
second
I seem
watch,
to
you're
remember
fine.
going around
Yeah.
being invisible and waking people up.
Yeah.
So.
That's right. We split the
no,
two
that
invisible folks.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Thiber, you could have decided whichever watch you're on. So, like, if you were on second watch, you got rest. If you weren't, you did not.
Choose whether you got healed or not.
Yeah.
Do you need them?
More importantly, for those of you that need to get spells back, and you were
Oh
on
wait,
that
did we
first.
technically? You mean we technically did rest?
Well, those of you
Or-
that were on first, those of you that were on second watch got rest.
So Brendan and I, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we were
on
first.
second
You-
watch.
Yeah, we were on first.
Was it
I
second
was
watch
definitely
we
on
got
first.
attacked?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, I remember getting woken up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did not sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you and I basically got boned, which means I don't have all my spells. Oh,
Right.
no.
Yeah, we
Correct.
should think about taking a nap.
Yeah, well, Talina is all fired up to go chasing after this group. Apparently, Talina might have had something going on with your bard. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Talina, could we rest for a spell, literally?
Yeah. I mean, I'll go ahead and at least do a recon. You guys can rest.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so you're going to make a camp just off the side of the road then? All right. Is anyone going to go along with Talina?
Since I need to sleep, I won't. Otherwise, it would.
I mean, I might as well, seeing as I was on the watch with her, obviously had some sleep. So
Mhm.
yeah. Don't worry, I will be right behind you, I say, readying my backstab.
How about you, Thiber?
Yeah, I'll go.
You're going to go as well. Okay, good. Talina and Thiber, I think both of you have survival skills. Yes?
Mhm.
Okay. So,
I do believe so.
okay. Tristan, do you have survival?
No.
No. Okay, so then Talina and Thiber, the trail is been
I don't
obscured.
have the actual survive. I've got swimming Is he-
Oh no, then you don't have it.
It's
So it's only
survival
Talina
kind of
then. Yeah, Talina, make me a wisdom check as you're trying to trace where this trail is breaking through the wood line here.
18. I use my wisdom.
Okay. So yeah, high success. So here's what's going on. I forget, Jeff. Did you ever check out the cabin where that long tunnel led to? Just the cabin that was in the middle of the woods that was abandoned when you
Yes,
guys
we
came
did.
out of it? You did?
Yeah, we checked it
All
out
right.
first,
So
and I talked to the horses.
what happens then is you find the woodlands to be familiar as you're able to follow the trail, and it's leading right to that cabin.
Okay.
Yeah, for like the first half mile or so, you're not really sure, but then you hit a patch of wood that, yeah, you're familiar with.
Okay.
Okay. So how close? So you know where it's going. I mean, it's heading right for it. Are you going to go all the way up to it, or are you going to wait for backup?
No, well, once it's apparent,
Yeah.
then I'm locked in on that, and that's cool. We can come back and prep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do we want somebody to stay here and keep an eye out? I mean, I can just sit here and nobody will see me doing things.
This
You
is
said
true.
our bard died.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mauled
an
by
owlbear.
owlbear.
Yeah. Got him good. Patty got pretty roughed up from the owlbear too. But yeah, our bard is gone. Luckily, though, I when I sleep this time, I am gonna memorize Charm Monster, so that way maybe I could replace our bard with something much more fun.
Charm an owlbear that's always wanted to be a bard.
That's oh, shit. Luckily, I just found all these instruments that don't have an owner anymore. This is gonna work out.
Exactly. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Tristan, are you going to stay behind and just kind of watch the
I
trail?
don't know. I'm just asking the others. We
Yeah,
want me to stay
right.
here. I'm fine to stay, not stay. What do you think is the best, O leader?
What all do we have that's we can't live without here? Are we carrying like all our worldly possessions, all our money? Is everything?
you've got a cart and horses, I believe.
I think the most important stuff is probably in the bag of holding that
Yes.
Tristan has.
I have that. Perhaps
Yeah.
you want to take that away from me while if I'm staying here to scout, just in case.
Does our druid have any way to conceal the horses or anything, or keep them? They're set
Well,
down.
So we
predators
we
away?
split the party. Those of
Yeah.
you that didn't sleep are back at the road camping, and then further on, Talina, Tristan, and you are into the woodland. Like you kind of cut a trail in, tracing this wagon that's gone in. So your horses in gear are nowhere near you, is what I'm getting at.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
this was our horse.
No.
My bad. What all's here at this wagon?
Well, this is the other end of the tunnel that led to the Temple of Elemental Evil.
Remember that
yeah.
that cabin you
Okay,
found
the
in barn
first
that was
tunnel
empty?
I found?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly where the
So we're back
trail
at the barn.
that Talina is following is leading. Now she didn't go far enough to see the cabin. She just knows, hey, I know this area. The tracks are leading right to that cabin.
And
Listen, you
I'm
should
just
probably go
saying, do we
scout
want me
ahead.
to be here to keep an eye on the place while you go back and get the rest of the party?
Yeah, well, or do you want to go ahead first to see what we're even looking at, if anything, before we go back? Since you're invisible, you can go see what's up there.
Sure, I can do that. That's fine.
To be fair, last session, one of them had a ring of true sight.
That is true. I'd forgotten about that.
Okay.
We have it now, but
Oh, ruining my fun,
Now-
Dion.
was this a normal type dude that had it, or more of a mini boss type?
So he kind of got immolated by a fireball, so we kind of don't know really. That's kind of my fault.
They knew he was a spellcaster, and he had some magic on him that wasn't obliterated by the fireball.
Well, if Thybor would have known about that information, then he would. Do you think any more of them have rings like that, or do you feel comfortable going and looking?
Meh, I can go and have a look anyway. I mean, it's not as if I don't know how to be sneaky without the invisibility.
Do we want to make sure he takes the Ring of True Sight in case someone else is also invisible?
I can't remember who had that.
I would never use your own tactics against you. What am I, a monster?
Quick, cast Charm Monster on the GM.
See, that would be good. You could wear that ring, and then you can look down and actually see yourself again. But then you don't know if you're invisible or not.
It's like the dog looking at himself in the water with a bone. That reflection, that parable of losing the bone. It's just you with every backstab. No.
So are you going forward, Tristan?
Sure, I'll take
Okay.
a look.
Now,
What's the worst that can happen?
are you walking normally, or are you trying to be sneaky?
No, I will be sneaky as well
All
as
right.
being invisible.
Why don't you give me a roll on that?
Which stat do you want? Move silently, hide in shadows, read
Uh,
languages.
Hide in shadows if you're being still, so I want to move silently.
All of the above.
All right. Move silently. Yep, success.
Okay. So you get within sight of the barn and the small hovel that's there. You see 2 carts out in front of it. So you were following a trail that was only 1 cart, but there are 2 there. You can hear the whinnying in the barn, so you think the horses have been stabled. The carts are empty, and they're right out in front of where you know that tunnel is hidden. You don't see anyone around. You don't see any smoke coming out of the fireplace chimney.
All right, I'll just go back and tell everybody what's going on. No need for heroics right now.
All right.
Hey,
you
looks
think
like
they've
they went
gone
down the tunnel. So yeah.
You guys did this on foot, so I'm going to say by the time everybody is back, those of you that were sleeping, you've got enough sleep, you're okay. You're probably just getting up. So Grown Wolf this is the time where you get your spells back. Right. So there you go. 2 carts. Only one of them recently passed through, so the other one has been there for some other undisclosed amount of time. But no bodies present that you could hear or see on the outside.
Except the horses.
Be on the outside without going in, without letting our presence be known. Wait for them to come back, because if we go out looking for them, whatever secret entrance they're using, we may never know. But if they come back out again, whatever number of them, then we can at least capture some. Capture.
Can you ask their horses for information? See how many there
We've
were.
tried that before. I tried asking the horses the last time, and all they know is that they're well fed, and they ride, and they get exercise, and all of that. But there was no particular information that those animals could give me other than being domesticated and cared for.
So as you guys are talking, sun's been up for a bit now. There is a horse and carriage coming up the road from Nolb. One person seated on the buckboard. Looks like two horses teamed up, not going at a very fast clip. But this is like a main road between Nolb and the next city over. All right.
Anyone we recognize?
Well, when he comes closer into view, it's Elmo. Same person you had to run in the last time you were heading out to the temple, Talina.
And I'm awake now, right? And with the group all together. Okay.
Yep.
Talina, we did just lose a bard. This fellow keeps showing up. Maybe we just more permanently make him less of a pain in our ass. I can be quite charming sometimes.
All right. Well, if you let him approach, the wagon comes up, and as he sees you guys, he slows down a little bit, and the approach is slower. You can see that he's got it's again, the temperature's been getting a little colder overnight, so he's got a cloak on, but all of you can kind of see the play of chainmail beneath. Next to him on his left side, on the seat that he's on, is a crossbow. You can see there's several quarrels or bolts laying there ready. He's got an axe at his side, and you can see that kind of like strapped onto the side of the wagon are a couple of spears and a shield. And he kind of stands up on the buckboard as he's approaching, and he just calls out, showing hands up and just a gesture showing that he's not armed, or at least not not immediately armed.
I wave him over. I'm just like, come on over. Like,
But he was just concerned about making sure there was no trouble for the village last time we talked to him, wasn't it? Or has there been something in between when I wasn't here?
Well, he also gave you guys warning when you passed through Nolb last time, saying that things have been going on, to be careful.
Yeah.
I do ask. I'm like, where's the battle? Because I see he's like equipped.
Yeah, he is. He looks around and he says, "So no further trouble then. I came out expecting that you would have ran into some more trouble."
Owl bears.
Uh huh.
5 of them.
Well, he reins in the horse and he jumps off. And he's got a small wooden chest that he's carrying towards you guys. Fiber, he hands this over to you and says, "Well, I thought you might need a bit of help. I was undecided about you folks for a long time, and to be truthful, not still completely satisfied with what I've been seeing, but you seem like the kind of folks that are worth helping."
That's I like this conclusion you've drawn. We were weird, but we're generally well-meaning. What do you have there?
Yeah, if you thumb open the small wooden box, Fiber, there's several vials in it. A bit of healing I've been storing up. Got a little age on them, but I'm sure they still work.
It turns out
Extra cannon fodder's helps appreciated.
Well, I just came to see what I could do. Honestly, I was expecting to find bodies, but I'm glad that you didn't have any further run-ins.
So do you operate in any official capacity for the town, or are you just like a good Samaritan when it comes to keeping the town's trouble in your mirror?
Well, that is a question, isn't it? I do look out for the town's welfare in general, and any more that I can tell you, as I said, I'm still not quite satisfied with your own intentions. If we could palaver for a bit and you can convince me of your true intentions, I might be able to tell you a bit more. I will say I've got nothing against you. You've done nothing but defend yourself since you've been through here. I mean, you caused a bit of ruckus in town, but wasn't your aim.
No, it wasn't, and that Bruce fellow we were with ended up being a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's been stirring up some problems here. He was warned.
To be honest with you, the town was never our aim. He says,
Well, what was your aim? Or what is your aim now?
they're actually on an assignment at the behest of the Hierophant Druid. And
he kind of shakes his head at that. He's like, old bastard should know better. So you've been to the temple then?
yes,
You didn't go doing anything stupid like breaking seals, knocking down doors?
No.
Doors are intact. Some windows aren't, but the doors are.
Yeah, so the seals are intact, and you don't aim to be removing any seals, I hope.
Kind of figured they were put there for a reason.
Yeah, indeed they were. It's not a safe place. It'd be a lot less safe if those seals are broken.
We're concerned about some of the rumors that you may have heard as well about cultists and mercenaries maybe getting in there, doing bad things. There's some.
Here's the thing. That all is true. And we've got kind of an understanding back in the town.
Mm,
It's a place for supplies, and we already know that they don't intend to breach the seals, but they've got their own reasons to be there. I just wasn't sure about you folk. He kind of nods at Talina. So you're on a mission from the Hierophant. What does he want you to do?
He wants us to make sure that the seals are intact and to investigate any occurrences or any kind of regrowth of cultists or.
Well, I can tell you, cultists, at least those that serve that temple, haven't come back.
So, who were the bunch of people that we killed at the temple then? Who were,
They were
watching it
trained.
build itself back up?
They're working for another power that has interest in the place. They're also there to watch. Now, what deal they've made with the creature that's inside, well, at least their master made with the creature inside, I don't know. But they've been here a while, and they haven't disturbed things. Not a very talkative bunch, so I can't say for sure.
But surely they don't disturb things until they do disturb things, right?
Well,
I mean-
that's one of my other hats I wear. I watch, and I wait.
wait, so your hat is a watch? I'm a little confused.
Not very bright, are you, boy?
No, talented, smart though, not really.
What's a watch?
Oh, that's right. It's only me that would know. Never mind. I'll explain it. It's kind of like a big clock but small scale, fits on your wrist. They call them wrist. It's not worth getting into. That being said, with these people now potentially being a problem, being more than just a presence there, what do you do about that? If you just watch, when do you intervene?
When the seals are broken.
Ah, I see.
Isn't
Not
it too late
before,
by that
not
point?
to stop people from breaking the seals and
Yeah.
unleashing the thing.
It's not my charge.
Yeah, say it's too late by that point. And the next thing is you say creature. What creature is in there?
Well, that's the part I'm undecided about. See, that creature in there has a way of turning a man's mind. Women, too. Nods at Talina. I don't know whether you're under its influence or not. Your actions have been difficult to understand.
I mean, we get that everywhere we go.
Well, our actions right now are stemming upon vengeance because if you took note of us the first time, you'll know that we're one less today. And that was because of these people who are living in the temple, in the environs of the temple, supplying it and guarding it.
Speaking of guarding, and this is something you just made me think of, Talina, that our new friend might be able to illuminate a bit. Do you have any idea where a tunnel from the temple that has, let's say, stores of water-breathing potions tethered to it might take a person, or why it might be there?
I was only in the temple once, long, long ago. Can't recollect having to swim anywhere.
How long is long, long ago?
He just gets this look on his face, just absolute weariness. Longer than I should have been here. We'll leave it at that.
How old are you?
Well, that's not a very polite question.
I'm not very polite sometimes. I am well-meaning, though, and we have similar aims. I'm sorry if I was prying.
Are his ears visible?
Yes.
Are they pointy?
Nope. He looks completely human to you.
And I just kind of stare at him for a minute, and I'm concentrating. I'm concentrating, and I just whisper under my breath, "Teach me your magics." And I fail.
None of his magics want to teach you.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was worth a shot.
All right.
I think about the salad though, and I stare at him again, and my eyes narrow again in the same fashion. And I'm gonna detect illusion because the slots have me paranoid for the rest of my life. I also fail that, so he seems fine to me.
Invasion of the Slotty Snatchers, is that where we're going?
until he licks his left eyebrow anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
I do leave him with one parting breath of advice. I stare at his axe for a minute, and then I look at him, and I just go, "I hope I get to see you use this." And I nod, and I just give him like a firm, like macho moment, and then I just keep walking.
Well, I firmly hope that I don't, but if it comes to it, just know that there are several of us in town that are here as watchers. We watch, we wait. If you leave everything intact, we'll be just fine.
Who watches the watch?
These several people, are they like you? Or are they more
We were like you once.
mortal?
Party of young bucks full of the adventuring spirit, willingness to cause a little mayhem and violence when needed. You know, those of us that got out of that temple the first time anyway.
Questions.
So there are others like you who live in the village.
There's a few of us.
The
Right,
old
okay.
potion lady.
He doesn't give anything away.
No, I mean, we just have to go back and ask, hey, who's been around for a long time? That's fine. I mean, I don't think it changes anything. I don't think
Who's
we need to
the
know who they
oldest
are.
So what was the weather like
motherfucker
200
in
years
this
ago?
town?
Anyone answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I really like.
Day.
Yeah.
I can say I really like this old obscure band. Have you heard of them? Eh?
Right.
Just every question is followed with a at the end of it.
Well,
So yeah.
so he points to the box and says, well, that's about all the aid it looks like I can render to you at this point. Anything I might tell you about that temple? That temple's like a living thing. Changes and grows over time. Anything that I could tell you is probably not useful and might make it worse for you. If you're insisting on going back, just leave the seals be. Yeah, I know you can get into the place, and I know you can delve deep into the place still, but those seals are important. Leave them
You
be.
do know it's growing back, right? Or rebuilding itself, yeah?
It does
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
It does
good.
that.
I'm checking that you are actually watching and not just, we're down on the job.
Is there any danger to it doing that? Because we've well, you know what? You've told us a fair bit. I'm going to tell you something that's pretty personal to me. I feel an outside presence kind of, let's say, invading my consciousness when I sleep. And I'm curious if that's going to be a problem that's going to require, let's say, delving into there, not touching seals, but maybe going with some zeal and kicking some elemental ass.
Yeah, you see him kind of just finger the head of his axe. Not like he's going to pull it, but it's like, so she's already gotten into your head then.
So tell us about this she. Maybe she doesn't change as much as the temple.
Well, no, she's, for all purposes, she's immortal, unchanging. But the more I tell you about her, the more likely you might be to do something stupid. Let's just say that those seals are there to keep her presence and her form from moving beyond that temple. Temple's kind of a a gateway between here and her realm, you see.
Hmm.
As long as those steel seals stay intact, well, that door is locked. But sometimes she can peer out through the keyhole or see your shadows under the door frame, and she's able to influence you some. Once you've gone in there, she's touched you. If she's wormed her way into your brain, you might start getting thoughts about how those seals might just be of no consequence, and it wouldn't be a problem to break them. I assure you, it's a problem. You fight that.
Do you ever?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Patty soaks us in for a couple of seconds, hesitates noticeably, and then points accusingly at everyone and is like, I knew I shouldn't have gone in there. I'm glad I stayed outside. You all went in there. And I spit on the ground and I do like a little like symbol.
Yeah, it's not as bad as all that. I mean, the closer you get to her, the more she's going to be able to get into your mind, but she can't make you do anything you don't choose to do. But she'll make it really tempting.
I see. That's good to know. I didn't know if this was going to be an escalation.
Well,
So,
again,
can she not influence us at all, but she can just talk to us and say, hey, I'll give you lots of money if you do it, sort of thing. Or
No,
power
she's
or whatever.
a lot more subtle than that. You'll have a
Okay.
stray thought now and then, and sometimes you'll carry through with it. You'll never know if it was from your own mind or her promptings.
Okay.
Well, thanks for the information. It seems like you've told us what you think will help us then.
Well, anymore, I'd be breaking a trust. But when the time comes, if those seals are broken or you feel like there's a real danger of them breaking, maybe I can do more. But for now, all I can do is watch. And give out a few knickknacks here and there. And he points to the box again. Those are particularly potent. At least they were a while ago.
Mm.
Can this creature just not be killed?
As I said, she's immortal. Ever living. I mean, can you kill a god? I don't know.
I would like to try. And I just pull my maul out and hold it for a minute and pose.
I'm up to try.
Rusty, leave his axe alone.
Yeah. Patty's going to have to move on to stone mauls because, Rusty keeps eating the heads.
Oh, I always said it was just like
There
a
you
crude cinder block tied to a stick since the beginning. I just wanted the most like obtuse, just gross looking maul ever that was just functional.
I like that.
Well, you anything else you need? I brought a few things, expecting food, water. You see the back of his cart just has various bags back there.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What did we get?
Yeah, they're just there's 8 vials
Of what?
of healing.
8 healing potions.
Yep.
All
Can I
right.
have
Uh,
2 of those?
They are D10s,
Ooh, nice.
but okay, so yeah, they're D10s.
I'm gonna
I have a
take 2
feeling
of
them
those if
being
that's
old
okay.
might be interesting, Bert, because you're like, they're D10s, but no, never
But-
mind, they're just D10s.
Just let me know when you use those. That's all I'm saying. Just let me know when you use them.
You grow a second Patty.
Well, like he'll nod to you and says, "Take any gear you need. I got rope, got some lanterns, oil, whatever you need back there. A couple of backpacks. If you're gonna do this," and he looks at Talina. "Yeah, I know you're Hierophant. Heck, I never thought he'd make it that far."
I'm so tempted to just charm this dude and be like, "You're coming with."
I take out the glob of glass that I still
Mhm.
have, and I hand it to the old man. I just gently like fold his hand around it, and I just like hold it there, and I go, "May this protect you as you watch our backs."
Right. Thank you.
Needed a reason to get
I
rid of
will
that.
cherish this glob of glass.
Here, I'll even roll charisma.
See how uncreepy you can make it?
Yeah, I more than doubled that.
Yeah.
thing.
He's like, yay, thank you.
I hold his hand like 20 seconds too long. Like, Minnesotan goodbye.
So the fact that he calls the Hierophant Little Bobby.
Yeah, so you can take whatever gear you need. He's got basically just a load up on what all adventurers should have on them.
Grab some MREs and let's go.
What kind of stuff was there again?
Your basic stuff. He's got backpacks that have oil, lanterns, water, rope, food.
Oh, rope. We need more rope because stuff got cut one time when we were there. Yeah.
I'll take another thing of rope.
Sure. They have 50-foot coils. He's got several of them.
Yeah, so I have 100 feet of rope now.
Pitons, grapples.
Rope.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've got iron spikes and pitons already. I think I grabbed a 10-foot pole, although I always burnt in all the years, like, what exactly does a 10-foot pole on the back of a magic user look like? Like, is this like, like...
Isn't it like a collapsible baton style or
A
something?
good
Maybe.
magic user would have a collapsible.
Okay. I guess I never really... I always just picture it in like a big stick. I guess that's just my lack of imagination.
You hang a lantern off the end so that it's always got light for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so he climbs back onto...
Oh, I wanted to ask
go ahead.
one other question before we go. I mean, you said that you or the village or someone has a deal with the people who tried to kill us. I mean, are we going to upset
No,
anything if we
it's-
do manage to kill them all?
It's not a deal so much as an understanding. Now, look here. There's only a few of us in the town that are... I'm not going to exactly say on the side of the right and light and all, but there are only a few of us that have been commanded to stay and take care of things. The town, for the most part, is just a giant cesspool of rot. A bunch of mercenaries, a bunch of these cultists from elsewhere.
I'm just gonna highlight that he said he was commanded to do it, and now I don't know what a gaze was it a geise? I don't know
Gesh.
what that is.
Gesh.
Gesh. I don't know what that is in character, but I'm gonna just table thought that for everyone.
Yep. So the town is got an uneasy peace. They need supplies. We could use their money, and they seem to have an understanding that those seals need to stay in place. But there may be a time that they're waiting for. Who knows?
Right, I'm just checking that if we kill them all off, as you know, we seem to be doing, as we've slaughtered so many of them so far, then we're not going to, upset the balance of the town and come back and have the town try to kill us.
Town could care less, other than they're bringing gold into the economy.
If we do catch wind that some seals are being tampered with, is there a quick way to get a hold of you? Maybe something.
I'll know.
Oh,
but
okay.
if you find out that there's a great intention to muddle with them, I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
If you're dealing with these people in the area, do you know who their leader is? If we happen to have killed them.
Well,
already, or-
I have my suspicions. I can't prove anything. Do you know of the the twisted one? Goes by Ayuz, the evil demigod in his own right, perhaps in his own mind, perhaps not. I've heard that many have tried to kill him, even succeeded, but he doesn't stay dead. Thyber, you know the name, of course.
Yeah. So he's further north in here.
He is.
No, I didn't mean the ultimate evil that they're working for. I meant the head of the people around here. Because we killed a magic user, and I'm like, I'm trying to work out whether that was their captain, and they're all going to be running around like headless chickens now, or
There's a lot of them. They seem to work in small groups. Each of them have leaders. Don't think if you kill just one, it's gonna do all that much.
disappointing. But
Oh
all right,
God,
okay.
it's an
Thanks.
MLM.
Yeah.
Yes, you too can join the pyramid scheme of the Cult of Ayus.
Come on, girl boss.
Yeah, so he does what he can for you. Take the gear that you need,
Right.
and he's off. Just that warning to not tamper with the seals. Do what you got to do, but leave the seals intact. Club that seal.
Now I want to break the seal.
Nah, see now.
Never
Who thought
break
that?
the
Did Thyber think that, or the thing in Thyber's head think that? See, you
Hmm.
don't know. You don't know.
I mean, we're not the nicest party.
Mm.
You kind of, Bert.
Am I
I'm just
supposed to do it
saying.
Like you told me I'm not supposed to do it. Don't push the red button. You mean this red button?
This
All
one?
I'm
This one?
saying- All I'm saying is, if I ask this bitch to teach me her magic, since she says yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are rested up now. You've got your spells back. You know where that trail leads. So, question is, do you bypass that tunnel, or do you just go straight to the temple, or do you go to the temple via the tunnel? What do you guys want to
Do we go
do?
via both? Do I attack them in two fronts at once?
Split the party. That's always the best
Exactly.
answer.
Yeah, best answer. I
Well,
mean,
what
we've
if we
got.
send the old man via the normal route? Because he's in a deal with them, so they won't fuck with him.
I don't think he's
hopefully.
coming with us. I think he's
No,
going
he's
back
not.
to town.
He's going back to
Oh, I
town.
thought he was gonna stand.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you
He's
should
just
have
delivering
checked.
gear.
I mean, I would have broached that with the party if I didn't think that he was somehow special and could hear me over talking the concept of fucking charming
See,
him.
there's a funny thing about a world of magic when there are many ways to figure out what someone's alignment is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm a very inexperienced magic user player, Bert.
All right. Well, before we go on, we've got these 6 healing potions. Dion took 8 healing
8.
potions. Dion took 2 of them already. Do we want to just split them up? So 1 more each, and then somebody else gets, or
We
something
also
just
have
in
the
case.
party pot where we have other health potions, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say we've got 10 other healing potions that we got
Yeah.
from killing the people last week, and 2 nasty tasting healing drops as well.
Okay.
And the Ring of True Seeing, which I think we talked about giving to Oak so that he could,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Thyroid, so that you can see the
Alright.
people who might be trying to kill us.
Yeah. And
Well, we
also
do
not
also-
accidentally hit Tristan.
So these 8 potions, if you're handing them out, so you're spreading them around amongst you, they all have kind of a purplish black wax seal over them, and there is some kind of symbol that's been like almost like you would do like with a signet ring on top, but they're so old, and the wax has been just heated and cooled over many seasons that the symbol is just obscured, but you can see that each of them had some kind of symbol on the top.
So I'm gonna be a pain in the butt and pedantic. I'm gonna do a rubbing of all 8 and then
try.
see.
That's actually
and
quite
try to-
smart. That's actually
Yeah.
quite smart. I tell you what, I'll give you that. Actually, I tell you what, do high-low.
Okay.
Just
okay,
do a luck check
low.
to see.
RD100 low. 49.
Okay. There's enough there that you can get kind of a vague outline of it, although you're still missing some of the center because
Okay.
all of them are missing the center.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Does anybody have religion as a non-weapon proficiency?
I don't.
Nada.
Talina?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Then no way you would know what it is.
Okay. I make a mental note to try to memorize what it looks like so I can talk to Tellish about it if I see him soon.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Which is kind of weird for me. I really should have.
You haven't gotten that far in your studies yet. The whole
I like your proficiencies are like 57 Chevy, like everything else, but then like it goes religion naff on that.
What are you talking about? Chevy is a religion.
That's
It
right.
is, it is.
See, that's
It's a
the
way
thing
of
with
life.
the first edition. You get them later too, right?
Yeah, each level
Yeah.
you get more.
You get them like every two, well, depending on who
Depending
you are,
on your
you get them
class,
every
yeah.
4 levels
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, depending on your class. All right, so what are you guys gonna do? Got the mysterious Elmo laying down all kinds of thick hints.
La 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 la.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna continue on to the thing.
All right, so you're gonna head towards the cabin in the barn then.
Yeah.
Okay, there's several of you. You've got horses and you've got a cart, I believe. So you're not going to be exactly quiet unless you want to send up a force in front of you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Who is scouting then? Who's up front?
Everybody just turns and looks at Tristan.
No, you don't, because I'm not there.
Ha! No,
Yeah.
Fiber has the
Well,
ring of
Thybor
truth
actually-
seeing.
Yeah,
I'm pointing at him
yeah.
like he's right here. He's
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And this is when you learn Tristan's secret. He wanders around nude all the time. It's just
Oh,
just
shit.
what he does. Just what he does.
Aw. Just
Everybody
putting his
can tell where
balls on
Tristan's at 'cause
stuff.
they see me like covering the side of my eyes where I'm not. Where I don't want to see. I'm like, oh, he's over there.
With that in mind, I'm gonna put my cloak up and be like, Tristan, do you want to do this? The two of us, I
Sure.
guess. Okay.
I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be the
Uh.
bait.
Okay. So
So
we've
there's
got
one-
all right.
There's one slightly shimmery me, one perfectly invisible Tristan, and then one barbarian just kind of trudging.
Well, here's the thing. I can move if I'm running 150
yeah. He moves
per
very fast.
turn.
Okay.
So I can just charge in like a maniac one round and fighting retreat and take any arrows needed if I have to, and then they'll just come out like, what the hell just happened? And then you guys will still be there invisible, hiding, hopefully.
Okay.
But that's
So-
my thought.
I'm going to move this along since I would really love it if we can get back to the temple. You guys are
I
as
wanted to stop and
stealthy,
pick flowers along the way.
as stealthy as you can be. You get up to the cabin. All of you hear the horses in the barn. You see the two empty carts outside. And so you approach smartly. You check it out. There's no one here. The horses have been they've been gated up. They've been left with oats and hay, water. So they're being, they've left with a fair amount. So it looks like maybe they're not planning on coming back immediately. There are signs that heavy laden people, many, have been taking goods down into the tunnel. In this area of the tunnel, like at the beginning here, does get a little damp, a little wet. So like you can see like heavy foot depressions where they're carrying heavy things into the tunnel.
How many on the wagons are there? The same number of cages as the owlbears we killed?
There are no cages on the back of either one of these wagons now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, are there like any kind of things to secure the owlbears?
There are a lot of like runnels where you could like belay rope all around it. So yeah, definitely it could.
Okay.
But there's nothing left in either one of them.
Okay.
And you guys know where the tunnel is. So yeah, that's where you see that there's several people have gone through here. You're figuring recently, and we're carrying lots of heavy things.
Okay. And are we planning on using the tunnel and running into these folks, or just moving ahead over ground and making it to the temple that way?
I think we might as well. It looks like the whole
Do we have a
we're being directed to go into the tunnel, because otherwise, if they left a lot of hay and a lot of oats, these guys aren't coming back for a while. We could be
Do
sitting
we have
out
any idea how far ahead they are? Like, is there a chance of us running into them in the tunnel, or if they were just using it as travel, should they already be out?
Talina was the closest behind them, so you figure because you guys stopped for half the party to sleep, they're a good at least 14 hours ahead of you.
Okay.
And the other problem is if we go down the tunnel, there's only one way we come out.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than, if we go overland, we can come from any direction.
My vote is for overland, but I'm not. Again, I'm amenable to other points of view. You just don't see a point into running into them if we do.
Yeah, whoever brought that up is that's a very good thought. Is that it's just a straight tunnel. You know exactly where it ends up, and there's nothing that branches off. It's just a straight run.
I guess, do we want to confront them in the tunnel or not? Basically, because there's a chance we could run into them.
I mean,
yeah, you make
The
sense.
pro and con both on that is that how many is it one at a time, or can we get two abreast to fight?
You can get almost 3 side by side.
Okay, so at
It's a
least,
pretty wide tunnel. It's just not very tall.
Okay.
When you think
That's
about it, too, going
risky.
through the tunnel is going through an entrance they wouldn't expect.
They did take pains to disguise at least the first part of their journey into the woods.
So they shouldn't
You know
be
what?
expecting people coming behind.
Yeah, maybe the tunnel's the best bet then. Maybe we know we get to fight them there. We know we get to attack them there. We have the advantage of knowing that we know that they're there, and they don't know that we know that they're there. And so maybe this is what we do.
And we know where it ends up. It's not like it's a mystery. We don't know the end of the tunnel. We know one end from the other. We know both sides of it.
Okay, I think I'm convinced. I think a spelunking we will go. How do the people that don't see well in the dark feel about this?
I don't like the dark.
I mean, it's like everybody's invisible then.
Well, wait a minute. Let
We
me
can
look.
get
on
we can get a lantern or something. I mean, he had oil and stuff on his thing. Did our friend Elmo?
How does blind fighting work?
Close your eyes.
Because I have that.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. I'm
You're-
trying to remember. I think it reduces the penalty from -4 to -2.
Correct. It does not negate the whole penalty. It just
Okay.
reduces it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
You got a
so have
+3 to hit. You're okay.
I have a plus.
Okay, so
2.
2 questions. What do you do with
Yeah.
your own horses, because they're not going to fit in the tunnel, and your own cart?
I'd leave them all with the other horses and divide the oats up since there was extra.
Okay, yeah, all right. So you do that. Second question is, who's leading, and do you have a scout, or the leading edge of you all going to kind of move together?
No, I've got dark vision, so I can go first, but I don't know if Tristan wants to try to move a little bit ahead of me.
I mean,
I
I
know
would be
we can't
carrying
see.
a lantern because I can't see in the dark,
Mm.
which would give it away that I was scouting. But I'm happy to do that if we think they've trapped it
Yeah.
up behind them or something.
I can try to go in front of us. Say I've got dark vision. You said that one. It's a ring of true seeing. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Does that make it so you can see in the dark?
No, but I've got night. I've got dark vision to begin with.
I was just seeing if you could give him the ring if that was the case. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's frozen for me too, Bert.
Okay, but can you hear us?
I've got the audio up.
That I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I
Audio.
hear us. I hear
Yeah,
us.
I hear us on the
Okay,
stream
yeah,
as well.
that's fine.
I just refreshed to see if it do anything I got to add.
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay, there we go. It's fine. It was a
Measured
Zoom thing.
5 cents.
Okay.
It was a Zoom
Nice.
thing. Looks like we're good.
Okay, refreshing.
Yeah.
Got video again.
All right. So, again, is anyone going ahead of the party, or are you all trying to stay fairly together? And some of you can't see in the dark. Some of you can. And so the other question is, are you going to make a light for those that can't?
A light would
Do y'all
give
want me
us
to
a
check the
way
tunnel
into
first?
tunnel. Yeah, go ahead and check it.
Yeah, I'll move. What's our standard movement? Who's our slowest person?
I think you all move the same except for Patty, assuming that you're not heavily laden.
Yeah, I'm gonna move around ahead of everybody.
Okay. All right. Are you attempting to be quiet?
Attempting. I don't know that I am, but I will attempt it.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
In my heavy armor.
Oh, wow, you're in heavy armor, so no, you really can't.
I'm wearing splint, so it's not plates clanging together, but
Okay. I'll tell you what. So you're ahead. How far ahead are you going? How far ahead of the party?
at least around, so you can move. I'm trying to think of what total. Base movement's 12, so that's a what, 120 foot at a run.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 100 foot ahead of everybody.
Okay, so nothing terrible, and Patty could get up to you in one round if he needed to. All right, good enough. Make me a dex roll, Fiber.
Seven of 16.
7 out of 16. Okay, that's not half bad.
I'm sorry, 7 of 15.
7 of 15. Okay, so low success. Right. So here's what happens then. It is a dirt and stone tunnel. It looks like at one time it might have been like the beginnings of a mining tunnel, perhaps, because there are cross beams here and there. As you're passing through, you notice that there's a little bit of standing water in here, which is making the muddy footprints at the very beginning. And so you're slipping a little bit. It is kind of canted at an angle. You're okay, though. You don't take a spill with your dex. But as you do kind of stumble and fall a little bit, roll me a luck check. High-low.
It'll be low.
Okay.
Yep.
So as you stumble and you catch yourself, you see something kind of shiny on the ground there. They've laid out caltrops behind them at a certain part of the tunnel.
Okay, I'm going to. Can I see all of them, or is it all kind of in the middle? Can I use something to try to push them off to the side?
You can just kind of sweep them aside with your foot as you go. It's going to slow you down, but you can.
Yeah, I'll try to clear them out as well as
Right.
I can.
Which will give everybody else enough time to come in behind you as you're doing that. So you're all, again, grouped together.
Okay.
So as you continue
Everybody
on.
kinda gets up, I'll whisper like caltrops.
You know, we can use Rusty
Yep.
ahead of
Yeah.
Said Rusty ahead.
So
Sleeper.
I whisper to or not whisper. I say to Thybor, underground, I'm essentially invisible with this cloak, like a good 90-95%. If I were to try to put a percentage to it, I could walk ahead with Rusty for a bit and try to clear these.
But
see?
you're an elf. Yeah, you see in the dark.
I can see in the dark, yeah. I could basically be the Tristan for this portion underground. I'm pretty invisible.
I'm gonna pick up the caltrops because I have
Sure.
enough movement to catch up.
Okay. The ones that Rusty doesn't eat. All right, so I put up the tower ruins back on the screen there. And so you guys are coming in. The tunnel is number 4 there at the top. So that's the tunnel leading into where that secret room is that you guys found. And also the well. So like you're gonna at a certain point you're gonna pass underneath the well, so there'll be a little bit of sunlight coming down through it. So you get that far, so you're very close to being underneath the tower ruins again. Grown Wolf, you're kind of going ahead with Rusty, who is kind of clearing the caltrops out of the way. Smart, by the way. So Grown Wolf, you're starting to hear voices kind of carry through. They still are they're still a bit away, but sounds echo down here.
Okay. I tell Rusty to stop.
Mhm.
Like pat him or whatever one does to Rusty, and whisper to him to stop. I would go back to everybody else. I let you know I heard voices, and to prepare.
You sure it's not the creature talking to you like he was talking about?
There's so many voices in Grownwolf's head, it's really hard to tell
That's
in any given
that's
day.
the thing. I actually have a few voices that it could be in my head. It's the problem. So
So when you tell
Thybor,
us you're hearing voices, can we trust you?
you know, I am usually pretty trustworthy despite outward appearances, as we've established in the past. I know I'm the one who usually ends up with this information, unfortunately. But I think in this instance they are not in my head.
And do they sound like they're in the tunnel or just out of it?
You got
one of
you got the idea that it was echoing in the tunnel. You don't think they were in the tunnel.
Oh, because of the well. You're saying that. Oh, okay. I misunderstood that then. Okay. Is there a rope leading down from the well?
Nope.
Okay. I was gonna say, just climb that and go eavesdrop as invisibly as I can. Actually, you know, we do have a party member that climbs sheer surfaces and remains mostly invisible, and now there's some light if you want to go check it out, bud. And I elbow you in the invisible ribs, maybe, or I try to.
I'm like, no, he's over there.
Damn it. I just fall down trying to elbow him.
So we got some bits on the screen, so that's enough to buy a catastrophe or a random good thing. So we'll find out what what Ginkgo has got determined for you guys coming up. So yeah, voices echoing. You think since they were still so soft, you don't think they were in the tunnel at all. But you know, having come through this tunnel before, what to expect. Like there's that secret room with the odd ladder going up. So yeah, there you go. And there sounded like a lot of voices, like many.
Roll a d4.
Go ahead, Grown Wolf. Why don't you roll it?
Okay,
Roll a d4.
okay. I'm on it.
We blame you for this, whatever it is.
I mean, always.
It's Brendan's fault.
Bad. Okay, some
Yay.
chaos coming
Can
along.
we use a reroll?
No, you
No,
can't.
I think that's that. Yeah, I'm with Bert. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right.
Okay, so how are you going to handle this?
I put my cloak back on to remain mostly invisible still, and walk back up to Rusty, and just listen while the rest of the party kind of decides. I just want to make sure we don't get ambushed while people are deciding what to do.
Okay. Well, if you're going to wait and listen, not only are you hearing the voices, you're hearing the sound of construction. Like you're hearing stone being split, wood being sawed. Now, remember what condition you left that tower in
Yeah.
with some fireballs and stuff. It sounds a lot like it's been newly re-inhabited and they're refurbishing. They're fixing things up.
Could you just like lift the stone a little bit and then poke your finger out and go fireball?
Just undo all their good work.
On this new session
whisper
of
it so they're
This
like,
Old Tower,
"Somebody
we're
fire?"
repairing damages done by the last party that went through.
You know, Bert, I feel like at this point I cast so much fireball, I should just get a bottle of fireball and like make a drink every time I cast fireball.
Okay, so yeah, how do you want to handle this? So, it sounds like the tower is it's full again with some agents,
Okay.
cultists, perhaps.
I actually
if
do
use.
kind of like that idea of just like sticking your finger up there and fireball.
So I have another thought. I've been holding on to this shit for so long, y'all. I have those sleep satchels that when they burn, make the little sleepy smokes. What if we just do that and then we just go up and stab them all at our leisure? It would be so much fun. And then all the stuff we can loot won't be immolated.
That's a good idea.
I'm up for whatever shenanigans.
Okay.
How many of those do I
Watch,
have?
we're gonna gas ourselves and pass out in the tunnel.
Well, that's why I want to bring it up to the group.
Catastrophe coming.
Yeah.
I have some too. Talina took some too.
Okay, so we've got a few people, or a couple at least, that have a few of those.
I have the ones that are ingested, so if we find their beer.
So yeah, I mean, do we think we can do this in a way that would not hit us is the question. Otherwise, I'm all for staying mostly invisible, poking my head out and just casting something nasty and taking a nap.
Without bits being thrown at us, I'd say yeah, we've got a chance. Sure not.
If it was like we just light it on fire and it smokes, right?
So is everybody basically with Drone Wolf now, just underneath where the well area is?
Sounds like it, yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll a d5.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
no. Wait, a D5? Who's...
Yeah, it's
Is this
Oh, no, there's five of
GCC?
I was thinking there was 6 for some reason.
All right,
Who's counting
Thiber.
you?
You guys hear so like you're all standing in the area with again a little bit of sunlight coming down from the well above. And as you're sitting here talking quietly, deciding what you want to do, there's a tink 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 tink, and then a crossbow bolt kind of just drops down out of the well, hits you in the head, Thiber. No damage. It's not point first. It just ricocheted off the walls. Now you can hear voices a little bit louder. It sounds like people are cheering, and then another tink 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 tink. Another crossbow bolt comes down the well.
Does this sound like training?
They play now. It sounds like maybe playing a game, drinking game, maybe. They may be shooting at the. They may be directed their attention directed at the well though.
I mean, if I was a bastard, I would use this to, send some sort of explosive bolt down the hole after we all got comfortable with it.
After having said that, the next tink 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 you hear is followed by a flaming bolt that drops down.
So I have an idea that would be funny. What if I just cast fireball straight up and they think they did it?
Do it.
Do it? Yeah. Okay. So we've got 1 vote for. We don't have a lot of time. Am I doing this? We've got like 5 seconds.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Do it.
I
Okay,
moved down the
fireball!
tunnel,
So you
moving
fireball
away.
up through the well,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
All right, now you're hearing voices. So you do that. There's a huge eruption of flame that gouts out of the top of the well. Now you're hearing voices yelling, "Gas! Gas! You hit a pocket of gas!"
Nice.
Unfortunately, what you're hearing next is several boots clattering down that kind of bronze ladder that was in that. So
fine.
they're
One at
coming
a time to
down.
get murdered.
You hear people yelling out, "Bucket Brigade, get some water!"
Ooh, I get ready, mauling everything. I'm
Yes,
gonna
I got the
swing at the
two-hander ready to
kneecaps
chop
of the
people
first
down.
person.
All right. I will give you guys a round of actions for free because you'll definitely get them a surprise. So the first thing you see is 4 men start coming down the tunnel. They're armed with buckets of water. They're getting ready to douse out the flame, and then they look up, and it's like, all right. So what do? There are many more men behind them, though.
I am summoning some fucking monsters first.
Oh, this will be fun. You're summoning monsters underground. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that'll go off. What are the rest of you guys doing? Go ahead and make the rolls for that, by the way.
Okay, sure, absolutely.
For how long and what you get.
Yep.
I whiff, unless 11 hits.
So you're going to charge forward and attack the first guy who's got the bucket of water.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like both of us are standing there at the bottom waiting with weapons.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
waiting.
that's fine.
Um,
Chop them as they come down.
So an 11 is going to miss, even though they're not prepared. Even removing their dex bonus, it's just going to miss.
Don't you get an extra attack?
Nope, not until level 7.
Okay, so two rounds.
So never.
2 rounds to
In
get
2
here.
rounds.
7 of them.
7 of them. And how large of a creature?
So for the monster summoning 2, the equivalent is like giant centipede, gnoll, lemur devil, toad, giant toad, like that kind of thing.
Okay. Thyberg, go ahead and make your attack. So there are 4 of them that just kind of rush in on you.
I've got 2. I'm gonna if the first one cuts that guy down, I'm going for the second one.
Okay.
So first one.
I just want the frat boy
That
goblins
hits,
to jump
damages
down the
him,
well.
but it doesn't kill him. Do you want to try and kill him, or are you going to go for the second?
Yeah, I want to kill him.
All right, go ahead. Next attack on the same one.
Why did that give me the? Why is it giving the little chart down there?
It's useful. It tells me what armor class you hit.
Well,
There's,
yeah,
It
I
only
just
shows
curious
the
'cause that
GM.
never happened before. I didn't know if something had changed.
Oh no. Don't know.
there's a checkbox that you can click somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That'll
Yeah, it
make
doesn't show for
So
everybody.
it's a drop
So-
down. It has table, THACO, or no.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I have it on no.
It must have reset. 2 points of damage. What crap?
Yep. So it doesn't fail. It doesn't fail him. 10 points of damage to the very surprised water bearing guy. So they are. They've got chain. Does have a sword on his side, but that's not what was in his hand at the time. So Tristan, what are you doing?
I don't know. It's only 3 to the tunnel, right? 3 abreast.
3 side by side, right? And they're just kind of
Right.
coming. There were like 2 of them coming up, and another 2 behind with water.
Right, but that means only me or Talina can also be at the front with
Talina has a
Thiver
spear.
and
Mhm.
if Talina can, you happy staying at the back and out of the thing then, Talina?
I got the spear. I got my
Yeah.
boar spear.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, then I guess I will attempt to stab one of them in, I guess, a not backstabbing motion
Right.
because that's
Okay.
weird.
Go ahead, make an attack roll. You do the same, Talina, if you're going to lunge forward with your spear. You've got 1 badly damaged guys, 3 that are untouched.
I'm going to attack one of the untouched ones. I assumed the one that Thibault was going to attack would have died, but it's a surprise that it didn't. So
Tell me about it.
no, horrible, miss, badly.
Yep, sure thing. Talina?
Did mine come through? I didn't, but
I don't see it.
Don't see
No.
it.
You might have to click the button on the screen as well.
it didn't do it.
There it
There you
goes.
go.
There it
Okay.
is.
Miss.
Wow, we
Yeah.
are doing horrible.
Miss badly. There are
That's those
300
bits
bits.
coming in.
Yeah, there are 300 bits there, so if you want to use re-rolls, go ahead.
Oh, those also go to rerolls?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was only a catastrophe. Okay.
I,
then
I
we
was just
got-
making fun of that the bits for making the catastrophe. It's just already affecting the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly what happened there.
Yeah, Jeff's reroll.
Oh,
nat
21.
20s. We're
Okay.
at 29 rerolls,
So-
so y'all know.
Is that directed at the already injured person or another?
The new one.
The new one.
The new
Okay.
one.
Right. So not enough to kill him. You do jab him. And I guess that's it. That's everybody.
I'll spend a reroll.
You going to
Why
spend a
not?
reroll?
Just
All
for
right.
that.
Go ahead.
All right.
That
There you
hits.
go, a 22.
Ooh.
And you wanted a fresh person that you hit?
Yeah, I was thinking a fresh person.
Okay.
9 points of damage.
Sure. So we have 3 damaged, 1 badly damaged.
You know
And-
what? Can I go ahead and reroll? I'm gonna try and reroll
Why
too.
not?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm feeling lucky.
It's still your turn, so I'll let you do it.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
No. 18
Ooh.
hits. So are you hitting a fresh one or one of the wounded ones?
Give me the wounded one.
All right, the badly wounded one?
Yeah.
All
I
right,
just
so
wanna
you kill him.
crush
Yeah,
him.
you crush him. He was just trying to put out a fire. Poor lonely cultist trying to put out a fire and he's crushed.
the fire in hell.
Well, that's where he's going. All right, so it's initiative. I'm just going to start at the top. So, Grown Wolf, go ahead and roll for your side.
All right.
And is anyone casting?
I am casting.
Okay. Okay, you give them a 6. They give you a 3, so you guys go first. And this will be the second round. So at the end of this round, Grown Wolf, we will see what comes to help you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what are you casting?
Mirror image. I just want to roll
Ah,
D4
yeah.
and
Go
have
ahead.
some. Yeah.
Pull your hood down.
Yeah, with my hood down, I get 4 of me now. There's 5 Grown Wolves. Yay!
Okay. How many segments does that take?
Oh, that's right. That is. I think it's a pretty quick one. Let me double check. It's level 2. Yeah, it's 2 segments.
Okay, that'll go off before they get their turn then. Not a problem. Who's next? So basically everybody is in melee now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just keep attacking the ones that you were, except for Thiber, yours is dead.
And my maul. Bop. Nope.
Oh, I get 2 this time. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, mostly Fiber, or no, not Fiber, Dion. Patty just doesn't have enough room to really swing that maul in here. 11's going to miss
Gonna
Jeff.
hit. That's a miss.
11.
There's a 23 hits.
23 definitely hits. Tristan, 5 points of damage. Still not enough to kill the one that you were on.
A shame.
Am I attacking the next guy close enough to attack?
You can, yeah.
Okay. Let's see what this Thaco button does. Or option. Does it
19's
say-
going to hit. So
12
there.
points.
Yep. So all damage at this point. So you kill another one. So 2 gone, 2 in the tunnel, and you can hear more coming, but they haven't had a chance yet to cry out to see if there's anything wrong. So you might be able to
Are
take
they
these
all
4
dead
out.
down here?
Not yet.
Okay,
2
I got
dead.
Another attack.
2 dead, 2 up. So you can make your other attack. Go for it. Oh wow! So you kill that guy outright.
Yeah.
1 left. They haven't had a turn yet to scream or yell out.
I can't do anything else. So
Yeah.
So is
That's
everyone
fine.
else attacked? Patty did
Monsters?
miss. Tristan, did you attack?
Yeah, I
You
hit.
did, yep.
Did
Yep, you did.
enough.
And Talina missed with the spear. Talina, did you want to keep the miss or do you want to spend a reroll?
You know what? I'll spend one.
Okay.
So we have that one dude alive. Yeah.
Yeah, because if we can do something about that.
I'll be right back. I got dogs barking.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Here, I'll spend a reroll too. Why not? Let's all put our hands in the cookie jar together as a
Eat
team.
all those cookies and then I can kill
Yeah.
you all for good.
Oh,
Look at
Oh
that.
my God.
Another miss. So there's still
I
one
am
alive.
living.
On his turn, he yells out, "Intruders!"
Wait, monsters. The monsters?
No, at the
2
end of the
rounds
round.
it took.
Yeah.
So it'd be at
next
the
turn.
end.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So he draws his sword and he's going to stab Patty.
Oh shit.
That's rude.
Oh,
What have
Patty.
I ever done to you? Missed twice?
That's going to hit, I think. What's your
Oh.
AC?
1.
All right. Roll me high or low. You're always high, so I know
Always
it's going to happen
high.
there.
Yes.
Okay, just take 2 points of damage from a glancing blow from his sword. And he is yelling out that there are intruders. At the end of the round, these worm-like creatures start burrowing through the rock. How many of them are there, Grown Wolf?
7.
7 of them. Burrow their way through the dirt to the side of the tunnels. They come up. They kind of look up at you.
Hey
And-
guys.
yeah. So they'll go on your turn.
Fantastic.
So
Send them up the tunnel. Send them up the passageway.
Tristan, go ahead and roll a d6 for your side. Is anyone casting?
Uh-oh.
I am not this turn.
Oh my god. Talina actually had a really good idea. You should just send the centipedes up. He screamed that
Yep.
we're being attacked. He didn't say by people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they go first, and so he's continuing screaming, and he is going to press his attack on Patty. That hits.
Ow.
He's just got a sword though. 6 points of damage,
Okay.
and then meanwhile upstairs. Oh jeez. Yeah, you hear people yelling out, "Two arms! Two arms!" You hear, swords and shields being clattered around. You hear more footsteps on the brass stair that you know is up above you a little bit there. So that's what's going on. They're not near you yet. So your turn. Nobody was casting this round. So, Patty, you've got the one on you. You want to have the first whack at him?
Bonk.
Bonk him good.
Click, click.
Yum.
I'm re-rolling
I
that.
love it. I love
know
it.
what?
Yum.
I'm re-rolling.
Yeah, burn through those rerolls. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Come
Night of the
on,
re-roll.
baby.
Gonna have no rerolls left for actually tackling the temple.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be
we're gonna-
awesome. I love it.
Yep.
13?
13. What does that hit for you? A 13 hits AC 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, 10 points of damage. He was already wounded, so you drop him.
Splat.
Grownwolf, what are you asking your odd worm-like creatures, sightless worm-ringed creatures?
So, buddies, you're in direct imminent danger from all of these flesh sacks that aren't behind this door. 6 of you go up, 1 of you sit in the doorway and just wait and provide backup. That's the sense I'm giving them, if they can even intelligently understand.
They can kind of get the gist of what you want. So they you can't give them like anything really impressive order wise. So
Right.
6 of them go forward into that secret chamber, and you start hearing sound of crossbow twings and battle being joined. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Popcorn.
Popcorn?
Is anybody coming down?
No, not immediately.
I'm going to make a very obvious motion as I put caltrops down at the base of the ladder.
Okay. Well,
The
you're not in the
caltrops that I
room with
have.
the ladder yet. That's ahead of you. You guys
Oh,
are still
well.
around where the well is.
All right, I'm gonna move up and I'm gonna just drop the caltrops at the base of the ladder. And then
Now,
I'm moving
they
back.
didn't yell out, did they?
Who didn't yell out?
Did they yell out?
The guy did, but he didn't
Yeah.
say that it was people. Or
Right.
anything.
He just said
that they were
intruders,
attacked.
and and then the wound and the worms all went up. Okay.
Yeah, so there's like 6-7 worms up in their business right now that they think it probably is Thybor.
AVG just told me I'm being tracked.
that's
There's a
Zoom. It's
cookie.
the Chinese. They just want to know everything that you're playing, man.
Fair.
That's just all.
It's a cookie.
They're very
That's all.
nice. They just like
What
that
kind of
sort of thing.
cookie is a fortune cookie.
Okay, so I'm sorry. What are the rest of you guys doing? So Patty, you're throwing down some of these caltrops.
Yeah, I move up, put the caltrops down at the base of the ladder a
Okay.
bit, and move back.
Okay. Anyone else?
It's open at the top, right?
What's that?
The
well?
at the top of the ladder, it's open.
Well, again, the ladder room is ahead of you there. So, like, if you look at that map that I dropped on the screen, you guys are outside of the ring of the tower, right? So you're at where the number 4 is there. That's where the well is outside. And the rung room with the brass stair is in the secret secret passage room that's ahead of you.
I'm still seeing the village in
All I
Nold.
Yeah,
did is
me too.
know.
Yeah, we have to look on the stream in order to
Oh, I
see
thought
it.
I
It's
showed
going
it to all
weird.
players. I
Okay.
clicked
He did that
show
once
to all
before.
players.
We did that once
Yeah.
before, and we
We're
had to
not
look
players.
at it.
It doesn't
Yeah.
like us. Don't worry about
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh-oh.
300 bits
Roll
to show
20,
it.
man,
Uh-oh.
roll 20.
Somebody threw another 300 on the screen there. So is that
Oh, my-
bad stuff or good stuff?
Oh man.
That's the 300 bits to show us the map.
Reroll 20.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so again,
Oh.
are you guys going to see if your worm ploy worked and just hang out and see what happens? Or
So, everyone, I'm going to put my cloak on. Tristan, why
Yeah,
don't
just-
you come invisible? The 2 of us go see what's up.
Okay, it's going to be a random one. Let's have Tristan roll it this time. Oh, wait, no, there he goes. Good. He says good. Good stuff will happen to you. Oh, now he says
Random.
random. We're back to random. Tristan, roll a d4. Odd is a bad thing. Even is a good thing. Here we go.
Alrighty.
Oh, good thing
It's
happens.
even.
Okay. So what I'm going to say then with that is the worm ploy thing seems to kind of work. No one else is coming down the ladders. There is battle being joined. Those blood worms, apparently nasty creatures. You're hearing people screaming and yelling above you saying, "They're burrowing through Sam! Oh my..."
He was 3 days away from retirement.
Yeah.
He just got his watch.
It's wearing Sam like a meat suit. What's going on?
Face huggers. Oh, God.
Okay,
Oh.
so they are joined in battle up there. It doesn't sound like anyone's coming down to investigate the tunnel. The fireball that you flew off was a momentary thing, so the burning isn't happening anymore. It just went straight out of the well. So, they're not really too concerned about the fire right now with, bloodworms eating their way through their friends. Apparently, Sam is getting eaten.
Do Tristan and I get a sense of just how many are in the tower?
Make me an intelligence roll. Anyone that kind
Okay.
of wants to try and figure this out.
Okay.
I feel that our
Yeah,
bard
I
is
was
being
there.
avenged.
One
that
kind
we
of a
were able
medium
to-
success, so over 10, but under your stat. I think
Yeah.
Tristan got it.
Ooh,
Maybe,
yeah, high
yeah.
success.
Okay. I didn't succeed.
Okay. Tristan, dozens of different voices. There are a lot of people up there.
Yeah, that's no worse than we did last time. I tell everybody,
There you go.
but it's no better either. I mean, is the stone at the top open or not? They didn't open it to start coming. No, they must have opened it to start coming down, right?
Yeah, they
Again,
Alright.
that room is still further
It's
ahead
still
of you.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were at the bottom of the ladder, right?
No, you were at
No,
the
the
bottom of the
well.
well. The well
We
is
shot the
outside.
fireball up
yeah.
the well.
Of the well, right? But sorry, I thought that Dion put caltrops at the bottom of the ladder.
Right. So, well, no, he said he put it at the. Well, okay, so Dion, does Patty want to go all the way into that secret room to drop those caltrops? I thought you just meant you put them ahead of you.
No, I wanted to put him at the base of the ladder.
Okay,
So
so
I get-
Dion,
okay.
you go to the base of the ladder, and so you can actually look up to see what's going on. Those worms are literally launching themselves. You see one like hit somebody in the gut and then kind of wiggle its way out of its mouth.
Awesome.
The one that
Just
must
like
be
that
called
anime I
Sam has a
watched.
couple of worms in him, and they've kind of like lodged themselves in his arms, and they're really
Maybe
like
you
puppeting his
played a
body,
worm
moving it
hunt,
around.
didn't you?
That's
What
great.
kind of worms are these?
These are Mongolian death worms, of course.
Of
Fantastic.
course.
Yeah, you have no idea. These are not natural creatures.
Mm.
If they're going to the well, we could go into the other room and take advantage of this distraction. They're all over the place.
Okay, so the well is outside the walls of the temple, and
Yeah,
right.
outside of the ruined spire
And
that
this
they're all
is
in.
inside.
Right.
We
Yeah.
can go up the other one.
Yes,
that's
you could.
inside.
Yep.
It's a perfect right now. We've got a perfect ruse going on.
Yeah, so Dion, you're looking up, and it's just complete chaos up there. Those worms are tearing through those guards. But it looks like they were unprepared. A lot of them are still standing around with pails of water, but it looks like they're getting their stuff together. A lot of them are going for like halberds and spears to keep distance, and it looks like they're going to tear up those worms in short order. But right now, it's just chaos going on up there.
Yeah. I'm
How many
gonna
were there,
go
Grown Wolf?
7.
7. Yeah,
Okay.
7.
Here's what I want you to do then, Grown Wolf. Roll me 7d6.
Remember, you have one in reserve.
One in
That's-
reserve, so
yeah,
66. Roll
66,
66. That's how long they're going to be able to hold off and keep fighting up there. So 9 rounds.
Okay.
That's the amount of time they've bought you before they're going to be chopped
Okay.
up. All right. So Patty, they are completely just engaged up there. It's utter chaos, but they are quickly forming up ranks again. They've got a surprising amount of military strategy going on. They're setting up a phalanx with spears and shields to keep the worms at bay. No one's paying any attention to what's going on down into that chamber right now.
All right. So
How wide around would you say, like in a vertical arc, is the tower? Like the radius or the circumference of the tower looking up?
Okay, yeah, I can tell you that. I have to look at my main map here. It's 30 feet. So the towers are about 90 feet in diameter.
Okay. I mean, I could cast fear directly overhead and make a whole lot of them run away, including the worms potentially.
And that will disorient if they're coming in ranks with halberds. That's their forte is the ranks and the halberds. You cast fear, it blows away the whole purpose of doing it. You're just a bunch of guys with pitchforks.
Now
Yeah.
you do have to have line of sight, so you're going to have to get in there and actually see what's going on.
Okay. puts on cloak.
that's
It
fine.
doesn't do a perfect job, but
You're like 95% underground. Is that right?
yeah, 95% underground, and yeah.
Might as well send your reserve in too.
Ooh, yeah, the reserve is. I'm actually going to keep the reserve back so it's not hit by the cone of fear.
Okay. So how much of an area does fear cover? They get a save versus spell to resist.
Yeah, it's a 60-foot cone.
It's a cone. Okay, so okay, sounds good. Here we go. Your worm's going to get caught in this too because they're all up in there.
Mm-hmm. There's a 60% chance they drop whatever they're holding too if they don't save.
Okay.
Damn.
Some of them save.
Some of them
this
do
is just
save.
what you catch in the cone. Some of them save, some of them don't. So the ones that don't save, what happens?
If they don't save, they bolt away from me as fast as possible for as many rounds as my level, so 8 rounds. There's a 60% chance for a creature to drop whatever it's holding as soon as they fail the saving throw. It's reduced 5% by HD or level, so hit die or level.
Okay. Yep. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So several of them, you see several of them flee the battle. You also see a few of the worms also flee, but they could be chasing them, to be honest. You're not exactly sure. Again, you have broken up their discipline somewhat, but there are a lot of guys up here. You want to go up the ladder or just get in there? Nice. Okay, so Thiber and Patty are just going to get up in there and just create even more havoc, is what I'm hearing then. Okay, what are the rest of you doing? Talina, you wanted to try and go up the well and get in from the outside? Okay, so... All right, I was going to say it's going to be a dex roll for you to stick your back against one wall and kind of use your feet to get you up the wall because, again, there's no rope. If you're carrying Rusty, it's going to be a little harder, so give me just a dex check. And this isn't going to say that you can't, but if you fail, it's going to take longer. Okay, a 6. It's a low success. Roll a d4 for me. Okay, it's still going to take you a little bit of time to get up there. 4 rounds for you to get out and to be able to... You wanted to scale the outside of the thing? Is that it? Or just be able to take pot shots through the windows? Or the lower windows? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Inside the temple, inside the tower. Okay. So then you're just following in. You're just... Yes. Inside the tower. Okay, so you're just following Thiber and Patty then. Oh, okay. What does it increase the strength through? And how many? Wow. Yep. Well, D6 plus 1. Go ahead and roll it, Thiber. No, you roll it. That way it'll be your fault. That's right. Take responsibility for your own rolls. Wow. Okay, so your strength goes up by 7 points for a while. Oh, jeez. All right, so Tristan. Yeah. Yeah. Tristan, you're the only one that hasn't really had an action. What do you want to do? Okay, it's a full press charge. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Since so much chaos is raining down, no one's actually looking at the ladder. So I'm going to say you all are able to get up into the room with all this combat going on with the Mongolian death worms. Just, you have no idea what these creatures are. You really don't. So you're up here, and it looks like even with the number of cultists that fled from the fear spell, there's still a good 20-25 up here that are still fighting and that are, they've got some order. They're starting to group up into small shield spear to take care of the worms. They don't seem to have paid a lot of attention to everybody coming up right away. So one surprise round. You guys can all have one action up here with them. So let's have our fighty types go ahead and do what they're gonna do. We'll start with Patty since he was the first one up. There's enough going on up here, sure. So you can pick one of the 20 out and just charge him down. Roll that one. Yeah, 3, even better. Yeah, you're sidetracked by watching one of these worms burst out of somebody's skull on the side. Yeah, that's a complete miss. Yep. So Thiber's up next. Yes. Yeah. There are. They were actually in the middle of construction where they were cutting stone. So there's like bits of stone all over the place. There's large timbers laying about. This must have been the stuff they were bringing here were supplies to fix the tower. So you pick like a telephone pole up size kind of timber and you want to just sweep across them. All right. I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. If you hit, I'm going to have you roll a D10. And that's how many you catch. And they will all take the same amount of damage. Okay? Oh, shoot. Hold on a second, guys. They're saying that they only hear me. I'm not sure why, because I'm seeing you guys move. Mm-hmm. Okay. You do? Okay. Yeah. Sure why? Because I'm seeing you guys move. You're not hearing it on yours either. Oh, fun. Oh, that sucks. Okay, let me see what I can do here.